Let's face it, purchasing a property or house can be a difficult task, let alone choosing the right suburb to live in. So, where are the growth areas for investors and what suburbs still remain affordable for first home buyers? Well, the good news is there are still plenty of hotspots which are good value for money. There are a number of key points you should consider when looking for your first home. And property advisor Monique Wakelin recommends having a plan.
First thing is budget. The second is how much accommodation do you and your family need? And thirdly, whereabouts do you want to live? When it comes to budget, you've really got to go to the bank and make sure you get your numbers right, and most of all, when you've got your budget, stick to it. A lot of people think that their first home has to be their dream home, and in fact, it's probably not going to be. It's going to be a stepping stone. So if you've got a limited budget and you need a fair amount of accommodation, you're going to have to go further out. In the north, you might want to look at areas like Caroline Springs and Craigieburn, and if you want to go east, have a look at Narre Warren, Berwick and Cranbourne.
TV area we've got.
Oh yeah, that's good.
TV in there and sort of stuff.
And young couple Will and Tanya moved to the eastern suburbs so they could afford a more spacious home.
The 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms was definitely something we were looking for. And ensuite obviously is a plus, and just double garage, things like that, the little things that make it a home.
And did you look at that sort of thing closer to the CBD?
We did for a while, but just found that the price range was way out of our budget, so we just couldn't afford those sort of things. So we had to move out a bit further out from the city, and yeah, we've settled in Cranbourne.
So what does the future hold for you here?
Who knows, but hopefully many good memories.
So clearly, purchasing your first home should be considered as a living option rather than an investment. But what if you do want to invest? Where and what should you be looking for? When looking to invest, Monique has a few principles you should keep in mind.
The most important investment principle is to always buy something that is in limited supply but in very, very high demand. And usually you're going to find that in the established property sector. From a location point of view, stay within the inner suburbs. So in Melbourne, you want to stick to around about 12 to 15 kilometres from the CBD. Some of the inner southern suburbs in the Bayside areas like Elwood and Elstonwick and St Kilda offer really, really good investment opportunities, particularly when it comes to small houses and really good quality apartments from the 1930s through to around about the 1970s.
So what do you see as the best investment option right now?
Some of the best investment options right now are established apartments, and if you're talking about houses, some of the inner northern suburbs like Thornbury, Northcote, Ascot Vale, Flemington and Kensington are really ones to watch.
And with all this growth and development, what does the future hold for first home buyers and investors?
The future trends for first home buyers really centre around affordability. And one of the things that all of our governments, both state and federal, have to make friends with is that we have a housing shortage. We're either going to have to keep going further out and into the outer suburban areas, or first home buyers who really want to have all the amenities on their doorstep will have to compromise on the amount of accommodation. People are going to have to make friends with medium density housing and probably medium density apartment living. Future trends for investors are pretty much the kinds of trends we've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. And to give you a bit of a benchmark, your investment property really should be doubling in value for you every 7 to 10 years. And the places you get that are within fairly close proximity to the city.
So I hope that makes it clearer as to where you should consider buying your first home or investment property. Always remember, have a plan and do your research. And as they say, it's all about location, location, location.